photographer running straight and natural. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you the best way to edit and color grade your photos when it comes to photo editing in both Capture One and in Photoshop. So we're basically going to be using Capture One as a raw processing software for the first step of color grading, and we're also going to be doing skin retouching later on when it comes to Photoshop. And if at all you want to download this image file along, simply check the links in the description of this video so that you can download and follow along as you're trying to edit this very photo. So in order to import the image into Capture One, you're simply going to select the image that you want to edit, right click and come open with, and you can either use open with or you can simply drag and drop the image into Capture One. Or you can open up your Capture One and simply import the image. So I'm just going to simply come and I import the image from whatever location that I want to import it from. So for this case, I'm just going to select the image. I've opened up Capture One and I'll just drag and drop the image into Capture One. And you can see the image is going to be imported in this case. So select the image and come to import just that one image. So right now we have imported the image into Capture One, and the next thing we just want to do is correcting the lighting and contrast issues and later on do the color grading. So in Capture One, the very first thing we are going to be doing is simply coming to the image and correcting the highlights. You can see that we lost out information in the brightest areas of this very image. So we're just going to come right here to our highlights and take the highlights down. And also going to do the same for the whites to recover information within the sky area. And after doing that, we are simply going to come and add some contrast to the image, because as I'm shooting photos, I tend to take out all the contrast within the camera. So I prefer to add it when I'm doing the post-production. So I'll just come and add blacks into the image and open up the shadows just of this very image. So I'll come to my levels and drag the blacks in and also drag the whites in slightly. And what that is going to do, it is going to add some contrast to the image. So anything we're going to be doing is first of all handling the colors in the image. So in order to handle the colors, you are first of all going to come and first of all work on the background itself. So we're just going to come and create a new field adjustment layer. So just come to where you see layers in Capture One, right click and come to add new field adjustment layer. What this is going to do, it is going to create a layer that is going to be carrying all the colors, or it is going to be applying a global color grading over the image. So you're going to scroll down here to where you see color editor, and under color editor we're just going to first of all come to our greens, because we want the greens to pop a little bit more in the background. So come to where you see hue and make the greens towards the aquas by moving it towards the right hand side. And you're also going to come to the yellows and simply play around with the hues of the yellows. So I'm just going to move the yellows towards the greens. And in that way, the greens are going to be popping. So we're also going to come to our blues in this case. So come the blues and slightly or increase on the saturation, because we want the sky to pop and have that kind of slight pop in the sky area. And also going to come and play around with the hue slightly to around -4. I feel like that is okay. So in order to spice up the image, you're just going to come and take down the lightness of the blues slightly. So in order to intensify on the blues or the blue color in the sky, you're going to come to where you see advanced in Capture One, and you're simply going to come and get the color picker tool. So select the color picker tool right here and click on the sky area, and you can see in this area it is displaying or showing this kind of blue color selected. So you're also going to come the saturation of the advanced of the blues and just take up the saturation just like that. And by just doing this, you can see that the blues are kind of enhanced in this case, and you can as well play around with the lightness. And by just doing this, you can see that the blues are looking even better, and now the blues are popping, and the subject is as well being complemented with the blues in the background. So after you have worked on the blues, you can even come and select once more if at all you feel like you want to add one more adjustment, and you can even take up the saturation even more to your liking to make the blues pop a little bit more. So right now we have made the blues pop, and next we're just going to be working on the skin tone. So we're going to come to the layers once again and create another new field adjustment layer. So I'm just going to undo that slightly. So Ctrl Z to undo. So I'll just come and create another new field adjustment layer. So just right click right here on the plus icon and create a new, or come to add new field adjustment layer to add that layer. So we're going to scroll down once again and come to the color editor and simply come and select skin tone. Click on the color picker tool, and this way we just want to create uniform skin tones for our model. So click on an area that you want the rest of the skin to look like. So for this case, we're just going to sample that area. And after doing that, just scroll down to where you see uniformity and start taking up the slider of the uniformity, and also take up this saturation slider under uniformity, just like that. And you can see by just doing this, we have been able to create even or uniform skin tones for our subject. So when you feel like the skin tones are leaning more towards the magentas, you're going to come to where you see amount in this case, and you're going to play around with the hues. So if at all the skin is leaning towards the reds, you can change or shift this from the reds and add more greens to a skin tone by moving the hue slider and the amount just on top of uniformity. So just come the hue slider and move that higher, just like that, towards the greens. And this is going to be making the image or the skin less of the magenta. So after you have done that, you can see that it is also affecting the outfit of the model. So in this case, what we want to do, we just want to mask out the outfit from being affected by the color grading. So if at all I show you the quick before and after, so this is the before, after, the outfit has been changed by the color grading because the color of the outfit was initially almost the color of the skin tone. So what we're going to be doing in Capture One, we're simply going to get the eraser tool, or you can press E on the keyboard and get the eraser tool, and simply zoom in by using Ctrl plus on the keyboard, or you can use Command plus. And with the eraser tool selected, just come and start masking out. So you can as well press M on the keyboard. M is going to be showing you the areas you're going to be masking out. So just mask out using the eraser tool, and the very first thing you have to do is first of all select the edges, because this is a little bit difficult when it comes to masking. So first of all select the outline or the edges of the outfit, and by just doing that you can see that we have selected the edges first of all, and come to the lower part, and by that increase or reduce on the size of the brush. We can use the box bracket keys like the ones we use when it comes to Photoshop to increase on the size of the eraser tool, and just increase on the eraser once again and simply paint on the outfit to reveal the original color of the outfit so that it is not affected by the color grading. So I'm just going to be painting just on her outfit, just like that, and you can see the effect of this in real time, and we are revealing the original color of her outfit. So I'm just going to paint in that area. So if at all you accidentally paint on a given area, get the brush key by pressing B on the keyboard, and you can paint back the original color. So the lipstick color also changed. So we're just going to mask out by pressing E on the keyboard once again and erase the effect from the lipstick or even the makeup. So press M once again to hide the mask. So Ctrl minus, and this is what we have right now. So you can see a quick before and after for just Capture One. Before, after. We are done color grading this very image, and next we're going to be doing the skin retouching. So in order to do skin retouching, simply come to where you see image, edit with, and select the Photoshop version that you want to edit the image. So I prefer to leave the format in TIFF and 16-bit, option uncompressed, and resolution 300 pixels per inch. the scale is fixed and I don't crop the image. So I just come and click on edit variants, and it's going to automatically open the photo in Photoshop for us to do the next adjustments like the skin retouching. So right now the image is going to be opened in Photoshop, and here we are in Photoshop. So in comes Photoshop, what we want to do first is first of all duplicating the background layer by pressing Ctrl J. Press Ctrl J twice and simply come to the layer, the middle layer, rename it to low frequency and name the up layer to high frequency. And after doing that, select the color layer or the low frequency layer and hide the high frequency layer. Simply come to filter and come to blur and come to Gaussian blur. Click on the skin area and take the radius all the way down and start blurring out the details in the skin area. So I'll just take this up just like that and stop at the point whereby the details are just starting to disappear from this very image. So at around 3 pixels, that is when I'm just starting to close out on the textures in the skin. I'll click OK, select the high frequency layer and now activate it. So I'll just come to image. Remember we're editing a 16-bit image. Come to apply image, layer, select low frequency layer. Blending has to be add. Scale is 2, offset 0. Opacity at 100%. Preserve transparency and mask cannot check, and simply turn on the invert option. And when you do that, you can notice that the textures are displaying on this gray layer. So just come and click OK, and come the blend mode and change it from normal and change it all the way down to linear light. So after doing that, select both layers by pressing Ctrl or Command and press Ctrl G, or you can use Command G on the keyboard to group these layers. Open up the group for the frequency separation and select the low frequency layer. Then come and hide the high frequency layer. Then you're simply going to come and get the mixer brush tool. So after selecting the mixer brush tool under the brushes, come and set it. So the settings, the hardness is 0, and make sure clean brush is selected. Then make sure the option that says clean brush after each stroke is selected. With the weight of 9%, load 75, mix at 90 and flat 100%. Make sure sample all layers is not turned on, and zoom out by using Control minus, or you can use Command minus to zoom out. So it is time to brush on the skin to blend the skin tones. So you can reduce on the size of the brush by using the bracket keys or the box bracket keys on the keyboard. So how to blend, we simply left click and hold down and we blend just like that. You mix colors that are looking alike to create a little bit of evenness between those colors so that they can blend well or they can blend even better. So use a very small brush and follow the direction of the shape or the hand that you're working on in this case. So I'm going to be doing this for the rest of the areas of her skin. So when it comes to a small area, reduce on the size and use a very small brush so that it can blend those colors in that small area. So you left click and hold down and you drag, and after mixing a given area, you release the left click button and blend once again by left clicking on a new area to blend that new area. So I'm just going to be doing this. So reduce on the size of the brush and blend just like that. And you can see by just doing this, we are having nice and even skin tones, and the skin is looking smooth or smoother than it was initially before. So I'm just going to come to the lower part of the body, that is her thighs, and also get a small brush and continue working on all these tiny areas just like that. And you can see the skin is going to be smooth and it's going to be looking better than where we started. So you always have to follow the shape or how a given area is shaped so that you can keep and maintain the originality. And you can see I'm retouching at a distance because I don't want to spend a long time trying to retouch, and I want to see the uneven skin tone transitions. So after doing that, come and turn on the texture or high frequency layer, and you can see the before after. Now that the skin has been smoothened and it looks smooth in this case, it is time to do the final adjustments over or on this very image. So just come to the high frequency layer and select it. So if at all you have any pimples or blemishes, you can zoom in and look for those pimples or imperfections before, after, before, after. So look for those pimples and try to eliminate them by getting the clone stamp tool and zoom in and identifying those pimples or blemishes. So to remove these pimples, make sure you have selected the clone stamp tool, opacity flat 100%, sample set current layer, and remove the pimples or blemishes by holding down the option key on the keyboard and left clicking to copy clean skin, and left clicking over the blemish to replace the blemish or the pimple with clean skin. So option and left click to copy clean skin, then release the option key on the keyboard or release the alternate key on the keyboard and left click once again over the pimple or the blemish to replace the blemish with clean skin, and that way the blemish is going to be cleared or covered with clean skin, hence being removed from your subject's skin. So right now that we are done retouching the skin, let me show you the before and after. Before, after, before, after. The skin looks smoother than it was initially before. So next, what do we want to do? We just want to enhance on the skin tone. So just come and create a stamp visible layer by pressing Shift, Option, Command E for Mac. Then for Windows is Shift, Alternate, Control E on the keyboard. Create a stamp visible layer. Then come to Filter and come to the camera raw filter. So when it comes to camera raw filter, we just want to enhance the skin tones by coming to our color mixer panel and come to luminous and slightly darken the skin tones by darkening the oranges, moving the slider towards the left hand side. Remember, luminous is the brightness level of a given color, and can even as well come to saturation and intensify on the blues if at all you wish to by turning up the saturation, but don't overdo this because it's going to be introducing a little bit of fringing on the edges of the background areas. So you can as well come the hues and change the color of the blues to your liking. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit of aquas to the blues, and you can say before, after, before, after. So we are going to open the image back to Photoshop so that we can do the last adjustments. So come and create a selective color adjustment layer. Come and target the blacks and take up the black slider by adding 3 or any value that works for you, and add a little bit of cyans to the blacks. Then come and whiten the eyes. So just come and create a hue and saturation adjustment layer. Come to where you see saturation and make sure master is selected and desaturate the image to around -76. Then press Ctrl I, or you can use Command I on the keyboard to invert the effect. Come and get the normal brush tool and make sure the hardness set all the way to 0 and soft round brush has been selected. The mode is set to normal, opacity and the flat 100%. Make sure you have black and white on these two color swatches, and if at all you have any other random color, you can press D on the keyboard and or simply left click on the tiny color swatches to reset black and white. So with white as a foreground color, you can zoom into the image by using Ctrl plus on the keyboard and reduce on the size of the brush by using the bracket keys on the keyboard, or use the box bracket keys on the keyboard and simply paint on the white area of the eye. So just paint on what you feel should be white in the white area of the eye. And if at all you make a mistake, switch the brush back to black by using X on the keyboard, and you can erase the effect in a given area. So after editing, the next thing is going to be saving the image so it doesn't change in color when you post it or when you print it out. So simply come to File, come to Export, and come to Export As, and it's going to open up the Export As dialog box right here in Photoshop. Make sure the format is set to JPEG, quality set to the maximum, which is 7 for this case, and come to where you see resample. Make sure the resample is set to bicubic sharper because we want a sharp image that is going to be saved. And come to color space and make sure you have checked these two options. Convert to sRGB and come to embed color profile. Click on export, and it's going to open up where you want to save the image, and simply hit save. So as soon as you hit save, it is going to automatically close this very window. So this is how you can easily edit a photo in Photoshop. And if at all you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe this channel, and don't forget to keep practicing and also keep creating.